This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena I'm going to answer the only question I've actually been asked for the last, weeks, maybe a month, seems like forever, and it's definitely not the only question I've been asked. It's just the only one I remember being asked because I'm asked it so much. With the new update, you can go buy these freaking lands in the store if you want to. You can go have your Pokemon lands. People seem really insanely hyped about this stuff. I think they're fine. They're good. But I'm not, some of y'all, I had to go clean, some of the salivating drool off of me because people are just foaming at the mouth to get these lands. I get asked about it so much, so go to the store. Spend your 3,000 gold on that if you wanna, 15,000 gold. But I will be saving it for some cards. I like my lands, so don't hate me. I'm gonna represent for those of us who don't have the spare change to throw around on the cosmetics. I won my lands. They're trophies to me, dang it. What we're going to actually be doing today is playing some Boros Control. Jeremy is a patron, sent me a deck. It was built around Planar Cleansing and Reverberative Wand. This thing. So Reverberative Wand, 3 and a tap, 1 damage to any target. When it is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, 5 to any target. Yes, it is possible to deal 5 damage to something, like the opponent's face, with this card if it's on the battlefield and you cast Planar frickin' Cleansing. It's possible, but it's not good. It's not standard tier to pay 3 mana for something that's not going to do really anything unless you either A, put 3 more mana back into it, 6 mana for 1 damage to something, that's not very good, or wait until turn 6 to possibly do 5, and it would only go to face because everything else got blown up. But it did inspire me to build around the Boros Control concept a little bit more than I had in the past, and I came up with a deck I like. I've actually done some ladder stuff with it. It got me from Platinum Uno, and I mean Platinum 4, the bottom of Platinum 4, because I've been playing way too much jank on ladder. My Twitch audience will attest, I play some absolute nonsense on ladder these days. But I got from the bottom to Platinum 4 to Platinum 2 in about an hour-ish of jamming some games. The deck's really good against red. It doesn't have red problems, mostly because Deafening Clarion, Shatter the Sky are just a 1-2 punch. They build their board, you kill it. They build their board again, you kill it. Elspeth Conqueror's Death takes out something important to them. It's pretty brutal. So anything with a good red matchup makes me really happy. The matchup with blue-white control is very freaking hard. The matchup with everything else, like Simic and Jeskai Fires, is close. The main reason that this deck can succeed as a Boros Control deck without counter magic is it has a lot of card advantage. Like, a lot. The Bone Crusher Giants can be a 2-for-1 by killing something and providing a threat. Chandra spews out a bunch of cards, which was one of the fun finds for the deck, in that it can make some extra card advantage in and of itself, as well as be a win con. It's also great to have something like Chandra to get back with Elspeth Conqueror's Death. There is Ox of Agonis, which is my escape card of choice for the deck, and it provides a ton of card advantage in the deck. So yeah, we have a Boros deck that actually sees a lot of cards. Thrill of Possibility is a best of 1 special for me. In matchups where certain cards are complete garbage and rubbish, such as Deafening Clarion against Control or Jeskai Fires, you can toss them away with Thrill to get two fresh new cards. But you can also toss away the Ox or the Chandra Fire Artisan right before Elspeth Conqueror's Death goes off to get them out of the graveyard with the last chapter on Elspeth. So Thrill of Possibility has been a rock star for me. If you have too many lands, maybe that Birth of Meletus Plains that you fetched isn't what you needed, you toss it away for Thrill. I usually don't like cards like this in a shell because they're not actually card positive, but in best of 1 and with a focus deck like this, you're going to have some cards that are just bad in certain matchups, and having a card like Thrill to fix that has been a big deal. I love the instant speed before the 3rd counter goes off on Elspeth Conqueror's Death. I discard a Planeswalker and get it back. That's really fun. Scorching Dragonfire continues to overperform for me. Whether it's tagging blue-white controls Narsets into fairies, or it's just keeping Annex Harden in the Forge from running away with a game, this card has been crucial to my success, and I like it quite a bit. Oh yeah, the other fun combo in the deck. When your Wrath actually draws you a card, Shatter the Sky Gideon Blackblade, or Shatter the Sky Bonecrusher Giant, or Shatter the Sky Ox of Agonis. You play it, you get to draw a card when you Wrath. In the case of Gideon, you get to keep your Gideon. In the case of Gideon and Bonecrusher Giant, you can make your Bonecrusher Giant indestructible with Gideon and keep both. It's glorious. So we're going to go do a standard event because that's the way I like to test these decks for YouTube videos. And we're going to see how the deck does. Can we get the 4 wins? Hell, can we get the whole 7? Let's go for it. We call the deck Red White Jeremy because Jeremy is the name of the patron who sent me the original build. Let's go on up here, enter the event, shell out the 500 gold, put some stakes on the line, and go see if we can win it back like true esports masters. This hand is a good keep if we're against creatures. If we're not, well, we get to toss the Clarion, get 2 fresh cards, and play Magic from there. Shatter the Sky is still important against control because of Dream Trawler. So we'll keep. And we'll see what we're up against. It's a Temple of Abandon. Let's grind to the top. Wilderness Reclamation's a really rough go if that's what we're up against. So let's hope it's Gruul. There's been a lot of lag and a lot of bugs since the latest updates. They sent out a patch. It was reported that Fae of Wishes didn't work. Somebody abused me with Fae of Wishes deck on stream, so we put that rumor to rest, at least not for everybody. But there's still been a lot of lag and a lot of issues since the recent update, and I gotta say, doesn't give me a lot of confidence around changes coming to the game. We'll hit go and get more information, but I think we're against Temur Reclamation. It makes Deafening Clarion a pretty bad Magic card, and this matchup in particular isn't something we have a lot that we can do against. We can have Elspeth Conquers Death take out Wilderness Reclamation in Euro. That's about our whole plan. You know, that's all we got. So here comes the Thrill of Possibility. Drop off the Clarion. Keep the land because we might need all of them. We are the Planar Cleansing deck after all. The opponent might be copying this. Nope, they decide against it. Another Clarion, not really what I want to see. Let's get a castle on the battlefield. We might want to discard lands in the future, so I tend to get my castles out as soon as I can. So we have opt in response to Gideon. At least the Black Blade can put a clock on my opponent. Also, if they can't remove it, the minus can take out things like Wilderness Reclamation. Although there they still get a ton of value from the card. Fabled Passage will fetch an island, and, well, our opponent is right on time. They're still 2 turns ahead of me because they got to be on the play. Everything is exactly what they want. Let's go ahead and hit the plus button. We might get hit by a Brazen Borrower here.
I will lend you my strength.
Indeed. And I guess we send you out there again. Just to keep plussing. Keep it coming, buddy. It'll be okay. It's not like you're about to get explosioned upon for 5. Nobody would do that, right? Of course not. Storm's Wrath. Take Gideon to 1. Interesting. Maybe there's another Storm's Wrath there, and the opponent says, oops. Feels like there's a trap going on, but maybe they didn't set their stop on the end step and they meant to also Scorching Dragonfire this. Now damage dealt to this is prevented, so that's pretty hype. Let's try attacking first. The plan, of course, is Elspeth Conquers Death, getting the Wilderness Reclamation off the battlefield. And we can hope it resolves. Thassa's Intervention could prevent it, but we don't have the time to play around that right now. The opponent will be able to play Brazen Borrower and kill Gideon, which is pretty annoying. But I think we just have to accept that reality. Besides, Elspeth Conquers Death can bring him back. Okay, the opponent doesn't go for the Brazen Borrower. Interesting. They decide to stock up on cards with Chemister's Insight and opt instead. Maybe they have another way to remove the Gideon. But one reclamation down. Now, if my opponent is playing Magic correctly, they definitely have their second reclamation. I never play against somebody who isn't just perfectly prepared to reload. At least that seems to be my tendency. My bias reminds me that this is how the game works. Interesting. And now Borrower comes out at sorcery speed. Very interesting. So we get to do something fun here. We could kill this Borrower in a number of ways, but I think by far my favorite is going to be drawing a card with Shatter the Sky. We could also Clarion, which would kill the Borrower and give lifelink to Gideon. Like, there's no real wrong way to do this. I don't have anything in the graveyard next turn to get back. So part of me says letting Gideon die wouldn't be the worst idea. Plus it would come back with more loyalty. But Scorching Dragonfire and Gideon would exile it, which is no good. Alright. We've debated. We've had the thought. I kind of want this to die, though. I want the opponent to attack it. I guess in that case, I don't do anything. And we'll see if they do attack it. If they don't, we can Scorching Dragonfire the Borrower and feel fine about it, or make a 1/1. Uro, want to see a cool trick? So Uro puts the trigger on the stack. Let's full control this, resolve this trigger, let the opponent draw their card, make their choice about their land, because then they make a choice about a scry. So they can decide whether or not to keep it, thinking they get to keep their Uro. But then we're going to Dragonfire it. And what that will do, Uro will be exiled instead of going to the graveyard. Bye-bye, Uro. The opponent does attack the Gideon, which means Elspeth Conquers Death is going to bring him back. He doesn't get to attack this turn, but the loyalty will be much higher. Next turn, Gideon can minus to remove a permanent, which can be a big deal in this matchup. And we can either draw a card. Yeah, I think now we're definitely on draw a card plan. Killing the Brazen Borrower. Insight will discard a Fabled Passage to hit 2 more cards. Planar Cleansing again. Planar Cleansing not at its best here, that's for sure. The only permanent worth killing, really, is going to be that Wilderness Reclamation. I wonder if I'm in a spot where I need to start thinking about discarding this whole grip to the Ox. You're up. Back. Oh no! Stop that. Tell me you don't have 2 of them. Okay. We're just keeping me away from... We're just keeping me away from using the minus. So what do you got for a trick? Is it a big explosion? Because we're really just hoping you didn't draw that card. And it doesn't look like I'll be so lucky. The matchup is a train wreck. I'm not lying. Okay, only 3 cards. I'm kind of stunned. But what are you leaving your mana open for? Thassa's Intervention? You still have an extra blue. You gonna use that? Maybe not. Alright, let's see what you got. Magic God says no. Alright. Now we're just hoping they don't draw another expansion explosion here. I can't stress enough, this is a very bad showcase for the deck because it's probably the worst possible matchup. I don't think that I don't think anything gets quite as bad as Wilderness Reclamation in the format. The blue-white control matchup is really hard, but this is just unplayable almost. But we have to start our event somewhere. We have to start somewhere. Shrug. Well. That's weird. You could have just waited till next turn and had a much better explosion. I don't know, maybe my opponent's frustrated or just it doesn't matter. Maybe they just don't care. Just get it over with. I can appreciate that. Please do. Please get it over with. Stop letting me think I have chances. Alright. Another Elspeth Conquers Death off the top, I guess, is as good as it gets for me. Yay. I think it's time to do the thing where we play the Ox and just try to come up with something. We could also Shatter the Sky, but our opponent just draws another card. We do nothing. I guess we can Shatter first. Yeah, may as well. Gotta answer this thing somehow. Besides, I'm sure they have a Thassa's Intervention. That's a trick, I suppose, but it just means I get it back for 2 mana. Okay, we drew 3 useful spells, but I think they're a bit outclassed at this point in the game. Oh yeah, have you heard of this card? I hear he's good. Alright, I don't know, what could happen here? Opponent Legend ruling their Uro. Like, there's no way I can prevent just getting burned out here. There's no way I can gain enough life. Bone Crusher Giant? I don't know. Guess we'll try Chandra. Okay, I'm definitely too bored to put up with this anymore. Well, we're on the play. Our lands are tapped, but if we can find an untapped land in the top 2, it's a good curve. And we're against mono red because Chandra. So, let's give it a shot. Awkward, but I guess I'll keep it. It's going to slow me down significantly. We'll see how much that costs me. Fabled Passage? We're not against mono red. Our opponent lied with their avatar's face. And they have white. They turn out to be control. I think this will just be a get me the hell out of this event. Because this has been absolutely the worst event I think I have ever played. Okay, Auras. Auras is interesting. We just have to keep the creatures off the board. And I have this option to do it right now with a Dragonfire. If I wait and the opponent suits it up, things get a lot worse. Plus they can protect this with the Blessing. So, actually I think I like Clarion, because next turn if I don't draw a land, I can go Birth into Dragonfire. They don't have that many creatures in their deck, So 1-for-1ing with removal is just fine. Okay, that's another creature that I can get rid of with a Clarion. So I guess I just use that now. But we're missing land drops now. I need a target I can hit with Dragonfire so I can also sneak out the Birth of Meletus. That is one. Let's hope they miss their land drop here. Okay, they do. Nope. Why would you tap this way? Castle is Bay. Bay to the auto tapper. Out of there. Not waiting till the aura is targeted, just taking it away now. Too many things can go wrong. Karametra's Blessing, for example, and they scoop it up after, maybe they're having a day like I'm having. Not much of a game there, just killed their stuff. 1 and 2, and 2 of easily the most tilting losses I've had in a long time. Those games where you know you're going to win. Let me take that back. Those games where you know you're going to lose, and then it still takes the opponent 10 minutes or longer to actually figure out how to win. Absolute outrage. So, can we rally back from this? Let's go find out. Alright, got a win to get my dollars back. Hopefully we're against red, because this hand screams bring on your red mage. So, keeps. Okay, knights. Could be interesting. Let's scry. We're looking for untapped land. Passage kind of is, but we don't need it that badly. It's not really the untapped land for the moment. I'm going to dig a little deeper. Yeah, actually we don't need untapped land much. We have Birth. We need a Sweeper. Sweeper to catch us up from starting off behind, which we're probably going to here. We'll just hold up this Scorching Dragonfire. Still not a Sweeper. I'm going to see if we can catch our opponent using the Knight of the Ebon Legion for the pumps. They're going to go for a drill bit. Well, now they can't pump Knight. If they can't pump Knight, this is a good time to use a Bone Crusher Giant and get it. Well, let's get the Stormfist Crusader off the field. We can still remove the Knight later. The opponent has options, but they're all about the same. Like, they don't... This isn't a great drill bit, for sure. This is an awkward drill bit. The opponent might be trying to punch a hole for the Rotting Regisaur, which Elspeth Conquers Death becomes the best pick. But there's also the possibility of getting double Scorching Dragon fired. And they take Thrill. Wow. That strikes me as a I'm not sure what to pick. Another Bone Crusher is good. Do we take out this Crusader before we draw any cards? If the opponent hits me for 3, that's their whole turn if they pump it into the Knight, and we can then Dragonfire it, so... Yeah, I'm just going to kill this now. Burby Champ, huh? I'll just get this out of the way. The opponent knows I can't play anything, and there's no effective bluff. The next turn we can play Birth into Dragonfire. We're going to pump, we're going to pump. So the opponent goes in for a big hit, and they have an established board attacker with Fervent Champion, who could catch an Embercleave next turn, but that wouldn't be particularly scary. Get me a Plains. Use a Dragonfire on your Knight. This might lead to the opponent casting a Rotting Regisaur, now that one of the Dragonfires is gone, but I still have a double Dragonfire, and potentially an Elspeth Conquers Death that they know about. End life. Half dead. Looking scary. And the opponent goes face with a Bone Crusher. Interesting. Kind of leads me to believe their hand isn't fantastic. More Bone Crusher. And we have Elspeth Conquers Death. You exile this Bone Crusher without taking damage. It seems like this can't be bad against Knights. It kills most things in their deck. And at instant speed too, so it can stop a Blacklands Paragon. We could play another Bone Crusher Giant. Make the opponent's attack with the Fervent Champion awkward. Or we could leave these open. If the opponent has Embercleave, that would be really bad, so I don't think we play into that possibility. They could have, in that spot, Blacklands Paragon into attack, have Embercleave. Would be a lot of damage. Here's Bone Crushies. Okay, so on end step, let's go ahead and get rid of the Fervent Champion. Then we're going to play Elspeth Conquers Death and get rid of the Bone Crusher Giant, because there's no chance of something else being there when we're done. The board will be empty. Our opponent still has 3 cards to wade through. I'm guessing they have another Bone Crusher Giant or 2 from the way things have played. Another Fervent Champion. Interesting. They definitely don't have a Blacklands Paragon from the way the game has gone. So we don't have anything in our graveyard yet for Elspeth. If I put this out, maybe the opponent will try to kill it.
This is a prime day for justice. Prepare for battle.
Indestructible Wall, baby. Set our stops next turn in case we draw Thrill and want to discard a Bone Crusher Giant and bring it back. There's the Dino. Big Dino spotted. It wasn't enough to kill Gideon. So, now what? Do we use a Bone Crusher Giant just in case on this thing? I think we do. Oh, it was there. It was there. I'm going to have regrets for a long time. All right. Main, I guess. Elspeth Conquers Death, conquers no death, but it could have. It could have, and I blew it. All right.
Share in my light.
Oh, they go for the block. They went for the block, you guys. I think we needed that. I was really afraid of the Embercleave. Let's start here. Maybe the opponent will respond. All right, go for it. Got him. And that will be the scoops. If we had tried to wait till upkeep for the discard trigger, which some of you in chat may suggest, then the damage would have worn off and we wouldn't be able to kill the dinosaur. It was a rocky start, and the wins aren't the quality you may come to expect on a fine, prestigious channel like this one, but we did get to 4 wins. I did get the dollars back, and now we're going to go for more. It's a slow hand, but I think it will fare just fine. It's a ton of mana, so I'm optimistic that Thrill of Possibility will fix that. But we could definitely flood out from here. So let's see what our opponent's running. On the Shrine, crap. Probably some kind of control strategy. That is very hard to beat. Very, very hard to beat for me. But we will try. We will give it our effort. We will send our energy. Dance of the blah blah blah. Alright. Play another one. Keep getting these out of the deck. Scry, try to find action. Action, I said. In your deck, draw land. Tale as old as time. Oath of Kaya, just fire it off. They're setting up their Doom Foretold. Another land. This is nauseating. So we know there's a land on the bottom, so activating the passage won't thin the deck. So we may as well either play this land tapped. I feel like I just want to start with the Thrill. I guess I could draw another Thrill, but there's not much I can draw for 2 mana. Maybe another Birth. Okay, Scorching Dragonfire, Gideon for next turn probably. Don't know. I don't know what world I would play this Dragonfire in, but it's so unlikely to matter. Like this land, that I'm just gonna play the untapped land and have some priority to do something. So if opponent plays Doom Foretold here, I get to sacrifice Birth, so they don't really want to do that. If I play Gideon next turn, they're more likely to go for it, but then I get to Elspeth Conquers Death, the Doom Foretold. If I have Thought Erasure, I'm just sad, because my hand is garbage. It doesn't have enough power, that's for sure. Alright, my turn. There's another bad card. I put them in my deck, it's my own fault. Yeah, it doesn't thin the deck, but we may as well get it done. Here's Gids.
Gideon Jura, at your service, I will lend you my strength.
And now we'll find out how many Doom Foretolds you have. At least if Doom Foretold comes down, we get rid of it, and eventually we get this back if Elspeth Conquers Death lives. That sounds weird. This is a good matchup to draw Chandra. Planar Cleansing has its moments, although it's really hard to set up. Oh, the opponent's doing nothing. Hype. And we drew Protection in case they top deck the Doom Foretold. Love it.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
What you got? What you got? Take it? I'm enjoying this. This is going as well as it could go. As far as like having my whole game plan be about a Gideon who I didn't think would do much. I'll just play this tapped here. Get it out of the way. Could use an Ox. Ooh. Bacon. Oh. Now I'm confused. I'm very, very confused now. Are you going to kill Gideon? That would be so rude. You are. Disgusting. Alright, do I use Elspeth Conquers Death on this? Or do I Dragonfire it? I kind of want to use Elspeth Conquers Death, but I still think that this is a Doom Foretold list. Maybe it's just not. Alright, I'm going to use Elspeth Conquers Death, because eventually it'll get taken from my hand anyway. Awkward timing, Chandra, but... well, maybe they have another bolus. Did I play a land already? No. Okay. Change of plans.
My hair is on fire? What's that smell?
No! The one card I did not want to reveal. Oh, I'm going to be looking back at this game as a what it could have been. Oh, man. Only 2 in the whole deck. Oh. I needed that for this matchup, and they do have the other bolus.
Spark will be mine.
Go ahead, kill it. Interesting draw. I'm going to hold... well, Deafening Clarion's so bad in this matchup. I was going to say I'm going to hold on to the Plains to discard the Thrill, but I would discard the Clarion. I can't imagine it doing anything useful. And before you say gain life, get right out of here with that nonsense. We're looking at the graveyard, oh boy. They have their own Elspeth Conquers Death. They've left 5 mana open. That would be quite the tilt. Digging, double bottoms. Okay, and now they're shuffling that scry right back where it came from. Good. Put those unwanted cards back in the deck. I love it. I loves it. This does look like it should at least play a Dance of the Manse or 2, right? 2 to the top. All right, we're gonna get something bad is gonna happen to us. You ready? Let's see what it is. Something bad about to happen. That is horrible. That is so bad. Okay. I guess we can try to dig up another Elspeth Conquers Death for the Elspeth Conquers Death, and if not, we can Planar Cleanse. Bye-bye, Clarion. You did absolutely nothing. I'm so proud of you. Alright, boom. I'm very afraid now that Dance of the Manse is what's going to happen. Worst day of Magic Arena ever. Let's see if we can flip over a sweeper and get out of it. That's not a sweeper. One more look. Shatter the frickin' sky, bubby.
You wanna go, tough guy? Sit back and watch it burn.
It's only 16 damage. It'll be fine. It will be fine. They kept one on top. They have another Elspeth Conquers Death. They out-conquered Death. They just had more than I did. Or is it the same? I think it's the same, but they drew Dance of the Manse, so what was I to do? What was I to do? Huh. Interesting. They're not trying to kill Chandra. Well, maybe they have another Oath of Kaya. If they had another Oath of Kaya, didn't they just have lethal? No, it would have put me at 1. Pro tactics, everybody. Still dead. Can't win. Ugh. I don't think I could feel worse about 4 wins. I didn't feel like I earned at least 3 of them. And the losses I felt I just had no chance in. So I don't feel like I played Magic today. I spun my wheels, I got back to 500. A game of Ranked. Maybe that will wipe this nasty taste out of my mouth. I had such a good time playing this deck yesterday. I was really excited to show it to you. Today, even though we went 4-3, just didn't feel right. Doesn't feel like a good event. Feels like very bad Magic. So we're going to try to pick it up. Try to end on a high note. I had this hand already today. This one's on the draw. Whatever. I'm so done. I'm so done. Alright. Scry. I don't know if this is good. And with 2 sweepers already, I think I'm going to go for better. Although... Boros Guildgate. What does that even mean? If they're a Gates deck, I guess I have to kill a lot of big creatures. Okay. It's better than another land, probably. Which, I think I'm at risk of flooding out here. My opponent has put me in full control mode on turn 2. Cool, dude. This will be fun. Maybe it was an accidental click. Who knows? Oh, they're mana screwed? Well, so much for playing good Magic today. Let's just head upstairs with Bone Crusher Giant. Put some pressure on them. This is the kind of day it's been. I'm searching for the Holy Grail, a game of Magic that I'm actually proud to put on the internet. And I keep playing. Oh my god. All right, this hand seems nice. Is my opponent going to be my worst possible matchup? It's my best matchup. Okay. If I don't show you what this deck does against mono red, then I'm not giving you the right picture, because that's the best thing about the deck. So because I have Dragonfire to get a Steamkin if they have it, I'm going to fire this off now and not even risk an Infuriate. Make sure this resolves, and I have the option to throw down a Bone Crusher next turn. Not even going to let them try to get to combat. It does mean I'm going to take 2 from this dork, but that's okay. So let's get a Bone Crusher on the field. Next turn we can go Birth into Dragonfire. And it makes the opponent deal with a body on the battlefield. Also, if we decide to Shatter the Sky, we draw a card. Oh yeah, baby. What do you guys think? Do we Dragonfire this, or do we Shatter the darn sky? So I want to save Scorching Dragonfire for Annex. Annex will wreck me. So I am going to Shatter the Sky, but I'm going to attack first. And they always take it. Always. I'm going to have to take 2 for the experience, but I get to draw a card and kill their creatures. Yeah, the Wrath drew me a card, buddy. The Giant had already killed a creature in Fervent Champion. It also saved me 2 life because the opponent didn't attack me with the Robber last turn. And then I dealt 4 damage and got a card. Feels so good. Alright, there's another reason to save a Scorching Dragonfire right there. Phoenix of Ash is another card that you just have to be able to exile when you need to. Hence, a lot of Scorching Dragonfire in the deck. So our opponent wants to play these next turn. I think that means it's almost impossible that they put mana into their Phoenix of Ash. So once again, because they could be playing with Infuriate, I'm going to exile this Phoenix of Ash now. And I'm going to thin the deck here with the Passage. Get another red. And just go away. So I don't have to see you again. Here's a Spita. Here's a Spita. Very effective cards against the 0-4 wall because they still get damage through. Another Giant is really nice. Alright, let's get them dead before the opponent can even pump them or attack with them. I guess they could have Infuriate up right now. Let's see. If I hit next, does it hold priority? It sure does. So they've got something. It might be a Rimrock Knight. It might be an Infuriate. If I let both creatures attack, I could get Embercleaved, but I have a Scorching Dragonfire. I still think I want to do this turn. Stomp something. I also might give away their Infuriate. See? They did have it. So, I could Dragonfire that, but I still think I want to save the exile effect. If my opponent has Embercleave next turn, we get it out of their hand, and then we Planar Cleanse. I think I hold this. I might need to discard this land to Thrill. No. We play it. Because we're going to need 6 mana to cleanse at some point anyway. Maybe the next land will end up being that choice. Yep, here comes the Embercleave. So the opponent's going to want to Embercleave. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just put it in front of both. So they get 1 point through when all's said and done, and they still have this. We gain 2 life. The opponent can equip this up, attack. We would take 1, go down to 9. They would get through this, and we'd have instant speed removal if we need it. Trying to decide if we hold the cleansing is kind of tough. I think I'm going to Thrill. Honestly, from this spot, I could discard the cleansing, because Elspeth Conquers Death could take care of the Embercleave. Let's wait a turn. Let's see what our opponent draws. Give it a chance. If the opponent tries to equip the Embercleave to the Spitter, we have to respond to the activation with the Dragonfire, if we decide that's what we're going to do, in case they did draw an Infuriate. The fact that they're thinking so hard makes me think that's not the draw. So they might have a choice here between equipping their Embercleave or playing a threat. Must be a pretty decent threat if they have to think about it. Can't be too bad. Alright, they're moving in. I think I'll let this... If they do have an Infuriate, I take so much damage. Alright, let's go for it. Not an Infuriate. It resolved too quickly. And it's another Spitter, okay. Well, let's see what we draw before either casting Planar Cleansing or casting Thrill. Okay. Well, we're just going to do this now. The game decided that there would be a Planar Cleansing. That no other option was realistic. Let's thrill away the Clarion, I think. You could also thrill away the Cleansing. Both at this point are just kind of destroy target thing. Cleansing can hit Embercleave, but other than that, there's not a lot to say for it compared to Deafening Clarion, which can gain life. Alright, so I'm going to drop Cleansing off. Okay, good cards. All good cards to have, we just need to get a threat. And they did immediately find another Embercleave. Wow. Could have flashed that in. Chose not to. Let me have this Elspeth Conquers Death target. And we do have a Bone Crusher Giant to get back as a mighty 5/4 that we could give some lifelink to with Clarion. That's exciting. Full price Light Up the Stage reveals a 1/1 and a shock. Yep, get it. Get in there while you can. Good draw. Opponent scared to lose the ability to cast this shock, so has to do it now. I don't know about that. Here comes the Birth. But I think we're discarding this Plains to the Thrill. Hit me. Okay. I guess if I draw another Thrill, I can drop a Clarion because they're not doing much. Next turn I plan to... Well, not next turn. I guess it'll be in 2 turns. Alright, Phoenix of Ash is a good target. You want to pump your Phoenix of Ash, sir? Just to tap out so I don't have to click through your turn and stuff? No, they don't. Nothing else to do with the mana. But still don't want to pump the Phoenix of Ash so that we have to click through their turn. Fair enough. Whatever. +1/+1. This is creatures with Defender. I can still block you. Suck it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Lady Chandra will serve me. She's on my team now. Join the winning side. Yep. Come and get it. Derp. Yep, read your own card. Yes! Nothing I like as much as making red mages read their own card. Nothing. No greater satisfaction. So I mean to Clarion here, but I'm gonna Chandra first. See what we reveal.
I know. I am hot, aren't I? Let's light it up!
Give me that lifelink. Kill that dodgy boy. Go, Bone Crusher. Get the red mage. Smash him to bits. Fervent Champ is here, okay. Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. Chandra Gideon. Oh, wow.
I am here to aid in the assault.
Yeah, we can give you a lifelink this way now. Don't even need the Clarion to do it. Destroyed him. Or Red Mage. Not really. You have a great future ahead of you if you just keep playing Red all the way to Mythic. But I get to at least show some cool things about the deck. So we plus over here, we say Indestructible. We play Shatter the Sky and draw a card and wipe the opponent's board while keeping ours. And we get to charge. And that will be a win we can feel a little good about. Alright, I'm late for a stream, but my fireside chat for this video would be not to change anything, try it as it is, give it a shot. The Deafening Clarions could be trimmed in favor of more Planeswalkers. It makes the matchup against Control a little better, but still not great. In best of 3, you're going to want a sideboard that's all about beating Control decks. Legion Warboss, Fry, Unchained Berserker, you know, throw the kitchen sink at them. Alright, thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.